So here's Callum standing in front of the new end of the buffalo farm, and I've come to join him to give him instructions. I say give him instructions, I'm actually passing on the instructions that Joe gave to me. So he's saying, so what do we want, just cut off a little bit? And I'm going, no. Joe said more sort of scorched earth. Callum's saying, so what, you talking Call of Duty here or full-on biblical? And I'm saying, no, just as long as we can see the dirt, that's probably about right. Now, whilst we speed through the clips of us doing a load of work, we'll let you have some music to play. Now, I'm very fresh to this video game, so I hope that this choice of music is appropriate for the clip. Here we go. Well, that was jaunty. So I've just nipped inside to pick up a blue plastic bag from a famous flat pack furniture company, which were stuffing full of non-compostable stuff that we've found as we've been cutting down. So I've got some blue plastic rope. Callum found some very thick wire which was used for edging of a flower bed. So that's all going to the déchetterie, the dump, in a different pile to the compostable greenery that we just cut down. And we've just sat down for a very quick, relaxing moment, and then shared a saw. So now we're going to carry on our work, and whilst we do that, you can listen to another old song called On a Little Farm in Normandy.
When my brother Bill arrived in France, he had the blues, but he changed his views, judging by the news. All because it happened that he went to Normandy. This is what my brother wrote to me. Mid fields of clover in Normandy, I've talked it over with my Marie. I've asked her the question, she liked the suggestion. At any rate, she answered me, wee wee. When birds are singing from every tree, bells will be ringing, just wait and see. And if she only will give me a chance, I'm going to settle forever in France on a little farm in Normandy. Bill says France is wonderful, he's awfully glad he went. Glad that he was sent is what Billy meant. Anyway, it isn't France, for if Marie was there, he'd be just as fond of anywhere. Mid fields of clover in Normandy, I've talked it over with my Marie. I've asked her the question, she liked the suggestion. At any rate, she answered me, wee wee. When birds are singing from every tree, bells will be ringing, just wait and see. And if she only will give me a chance, I'm going to settle forever in France on a little farm in Normandy.
So as you see, the letter R had a lot more value 100 years ago. Anyway, Callum is there. He's cut down most of that rose bush and he's now tidying it up, and he's stripping off the rose hips to keep for Jo in case she wants to plant those and grow some more roses. I'm carrying on with stripping the ivy off of the wall, and as I do that, you'll notice that on one occasion I've spotted the broken window upstairs, so I've started to measure those and cut little strips of plastic sheet to put over those, and I've used a rather sticky 3M tape to hold it in place to make sure that it's a little bit of a watertight seal. And on we go with another little tune. This one is Buffalo Rag. So here we are outside the house. I'm carrying on with my plastic sheeting. I mentioned that I was using a 3M tape. It's actually a bookbinding tape, which is quite thick, very, very sticky, and works really well to sort of provide that seal around the windows. I'm also going to use a staple gun to tack into the windows to make sure the plastic sheet doesn't move. It doesn't really matter because we're going to replace these windows anyway with double glazed units, but just for the moment, just to stop any extra rain from getting in. Seeing that Callum's got the strimmer out, so Callum's going to now go and strim the front areas. Now that the larger bits of stick and brushwood have been removed, he's going to strim around and get rid of anything else that a strimmer would actually get rid of. He's going to put on some gloves in a second, and I've also got some goggles and hearing protectors and a face shield and a hard hat. We tried out all of these things, but I think he preferred to just use the ear protectors and the gloves and rely on his glasses. A face shield is a good idea because when there's little sticks and stuff on the ground, it does flick up and hit you in the face occasionally. So anyway, I'm going to move over and do the next window now. This is a collapsible ladder. You may have seen them on the web somewhere. Quite useful, relatively light, relatively strong, but extremely convenient if you want to squeeze something up and shove it in the boot of the car. This one's made by a company called Batavia. Again, picked it up at an auction, so it serves a purpose, and I'll go up and staple that next piece of plastic into position. Being where we are in Normandy, we seem to be on the flight path of the French Air Force when they do training manoeuvres. So if you look at the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a little thing come across. It's not an ant on the lens. And you can see us reacting to that in just a few seconds. They do manoeuvres probably once a week, maybe once a month, who knows. But it's fairly random, but you just get to see, there it goes, you get to see these little aircraft whizzing across your field of vision. Quite loud. But then again, it's gone, and it's back to the cows and the birds, and lovely. Anyway, we shall move on, and Callum will do his strimming, which will be loud, and you can listen to another little tune. This one is called Buffalo News March. So that's what it looks like after about 2.5 hours worth of work. It's been condensed on this video quite a lot, and you've been treated to some music which is over 100 years old. It would be really good if you could subscribe to this channel. It makes YouTube sit up and take notice, which is ever so helpful. The next thing that we'll have a look at is the inside of the property. We'll just do a tour around on the next video. But in the meantime, here's what it looked like before the 2.5 hours worth of work started.